The Bible half hour. Everybody knows the aim. If you don't know the aim by now, you need to read those verses down there under my face. Welcome in. Tuesday the 11th of March, and it's no longer dark outside when we gather together to read the Bible. This day, just this one, may we think, speak and feel. In the name of the Father, the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen. The only living God, the one who is three, the loving union of three, revealed in Jesus, the image of God, the icon. And we are in, everybody, Leviticus chapter 13. We are in the glory days. And if you are wondering, why are there so many details about mold and mildew and decay and bodily fluids? The answer is, God cares. And he wants us to know that basically everywhere we look, there's a decaying world. So we get excited about Revelation chapter 21, where everything's going to be put right. Our bodies, mildew, mold. Let's see who's in. It's a bit dark. What is up, Chris Williams? What is up, Diane? What's up, Chris Henry? So many Chris's. Morning from Chris Brewer, Eric. Nice. Eric will be pleased to know that an episode of Shortbread will be dropping this morning. Although I will confess, theologically, it's helpful, but the children barely say a word. So I'm sorry, everybody, but it's another 5 minutes of my voice. I'll make up for it, don't you worry. All right. Here we are, Leviticus 13:47. As for any fabric that is spoiled with a defiling mold, any woolen or linen clothing, any woven or knitted material of linen, wool, any leather or anything made of leather. What? Any leather or anything made of leather, if the affected area in the fabric, the leather, the woven or knitted material, or any leather article is greenish or reddish, it is a defiling mold and must be shown to the priest. The priest is to examine the affected area and isolate the article for 7 days. On the 7th day, he is to examine it. What is up, Angela? And if the mold is spread in the fabric, the woven or knitted material, or the leather, whatever its use, it is a persistent, defiling mold. The article is unclean. Now, remember, this ain't just cleanliness rules. It's because we're going to see in other chapters the angel of the Lord is there. And obviously, you can't have moldy, like, signs of sin just everywhere. Let's have little reminders of the world to come. Let's clean it up. He must burn the fabric, the woven or knitted material, or wool of linen, or any leather article that has been spoiled, because the defiling mold is persistent. The article must be burned. But if, when the priest examines it, the mold is not spread in the fabric, the woven or knitted material, or the leather article, he shall order that the spoiled article be washed. Then he is to isolate it for another 7 days. We just did this in Park End, and the building is already a better reminder of heaven than it was when it was green and mouldy. It's quite a spiritual thing to do, cleaning. It's essentially what Jesus is, the great high cleaner. After the article has been washed, the priest is to examine it again, and if the mold has not changed its appearance, even though it has not spread, it is unclean. Burn it, no matter which side of the fabric has been spoiled. If, when the priest examines it, the mold has faded after the article has been washed, he is to tear the spoiled part out of the fabric, the leather or the woven or knitted material. But if it reappears in the fabric, in the woven or knitted material, or in the leather article, it is a spreading mold. Whatever has the mold must be burned. Any fabric, woven or knitted material, or any leather article that has been washed and is rid of the mold must be washed again. Then it will be clean. These are the regulations concerning defiling molds in woolen or linen clothing, woven or knitted material, or any leather article, for pronouncing them clean or unclean. I just had a thought. Apparently, some people get their whole identity from having a clean house. And a clean house can be a really good thing or a really bad thing. Here's when it becomes a really bad thing, and this is how to misread Leviticus. Like just cleaning things to get your own sense of worth and value and all attention to me. The good way for cleaning, keeping a clean house, is that because the Lord's given it to us and we like displaying his saving work, saving from sins, saving the trees from disease one day, bringing our bodies back from death and decay, and we're going to reflect that in cleaning the house. I think that's a more healthy way as to why we should clean our houses. Or get someone to do it if you haven't got time. Leviticus chapter 14. The Lord said to Moses, "These are the regulations for any diseased person at the time of their ceremonial cleansing when they are brought to the priest. The priest is to go outside the camp and examine them. If they have been healed of their defiling skin disease, the priest shall order that 2 live clean birds and some cedar wood, scarlet yarn and hyssop be brought to the person to be cleansed." Now, should this be a Bible hour and not a Bible whatever we do now, half, we would really get into scarlet yarns and hyssop and the significance of those things. Where is scarlet yarn woven and things like that? What's scarlet a motif of in the Bible, which is being brought to this sinner? Then the priest shall order that one of the birds be killed over fresh water in a clay pot. He is then to take the live bird and dip it together with the cedar wood, the scarlet yarn and the hyssop into the blood of the bird that was killed over the fresh water. 7 times he shall sprinkle the one to be cleansed of the defiling disease, and then pronounce them clean. After that, he is to release the live bird in the open fields. I wonder if vegetarians and vegans they probably have one of 2 problems. Number 1, animal death. So, here, being commanded by the Lord. And maybe some people have a view that all animal death is like murder because they're equal in value to humans. I guess that would be a problem. But I tell you another problem they might have is not so much that the animals die, but it's that we, today, don't honour the animal as much because we have meat all the time without even thinking. And I wonder actually would they not mind these verses because there's a real recognition that an animal has died for me here. So maybe they haven't got that second problem. They've got a second problem with us today with eating meat and forgetting that something has given up its life that we can live. Angela Elwood, AU, tell us briefly about scarlet yarn and hyssop. What I'm going to do, oh, she's deleted it. She didn't like the AU, but I caught it. Can you? What I'll do, Angela Elwood, is I will move over to the Park End Bible thing this morning, and I'll go big on scarlet yarn and hyssop. Although I'll honour your words briefly, so I'll go briefly big. The person to be cleansed must wash their clothes. But in short, scarlet yarn is woven throughout the tabernacle and on the curtains and on the high priest, and it's presented in like saving sacrifices. And it comes alongside large prophecies about sin being scarlet. Because somehow in modern society we say sin is black like tar, but actually sin is red in the Bible because of the power of it. It's like blood red. It's serious stuff. And it's also linked to the root word jealousy, which is like hot red passion that the Lord has for us. And all of these themes you'll get like Massive then prophecy, powerful prophecies like your sin was as scarlet before the Lord, but is now as washed or as white as wool. So I won't do the hyssop. The person to be cleansed must wash their clothes, shave off all their hair, and bathe with water when they will become ceremonially clean. After this, they may come into the camp, but they must stay outside their tent for 7 days. On the seventh day, they must shave off all their hair. They must shave their head, their beard, their eyebrows, and the rest of their hair. They must wash their clothes and bathe themselves with water and will be clean. And we've said this a few times in our Bible readings over our time together in Park End. This always reminds me of George Lucas from Shooting Stars. Not George Lucas. That's the Star Wars guy, isn't it? I think I get his name wrong every time I read Leviticus and think about it. Matt Lucas, who just looks like a massive picture of a newborn baby. He's basically got no hair anywhere. And it's quite a helpful image here. When the person gets cleansed for his sins, although in here it's more like decay, and the icon of Jesus, the priest, heals him up. And then he's welcomed back into the heavenly land, and he's basically a picture of new birth, born again. And if you've become a Christian, you've been born again. And you know when you get that, everything feels new and exciting, and you just want more of God and church life. It's like you're a newborn baby. The old you is gone. Anyway, and here he is. He's like a physical picture of being cleansed. Matt Lucas, with his little dummy and his drum kit. On the seventh day, shave their head, they must wash their clothes and bathe themselves with water, and they will be clean. On the eighth day, they must bring 2 male lambs and 1 ewe lamb a year old, each without defect, along with 3/10 of an ephah of the finest flour mixed with olive oil for a grain offering, and 1 log of oil. The priest who pronounces them clean shall present both the one to be cleansed and their offerings before the Lord at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Then the priest is to take one of the male lambs and offer it as a guilt offering, along with the log of oil. He shall wave as a wave offering. He is to slaughter the lamb in the sanctuary area where the skin offering and the burnt offering. Sin. I can't say sin today. No, I can say, I want to say sin, but I keep saying skin. It's not a skin offering, though it is for skin, an offering. Offering and the burnt offering are slaughtered. Like the sin offering, the guilt offering belongs to the priest. It is most holy. The priest is to take some of the blood of the guilt offering and put it on the lobe of the right ear of the one to be cleansed, on the thumb of their right hand, and on the big toe of their right foot. The priest shall then... Lost sound? Who's lost sound? Anybody else lost sound? Let me check. Hello. I think Eric has unplugged your speakers. He's gone and hit the mute button. Can anybody else hear me? Intermittent? Anybody else intermittent? I have to wait now because there's a delay as well. Oh, I tell you what, I'll make a note to myself to talk about hyssop. You are cutting in and out. Oh, no. Hyssop. What, like recently? Or the whole... Chris Williams cutting out? This is the kind of question I ring Brew for. Just audio? Just audio? This is crazy. Jensen's not watching Flight Control LA version on YouTube, is he? I'm not cutting out for Rita. She just poked her head in. Out of sync now. What is going on? Chaos. Angela intermittent. Paula out of sync. Sound's gone for other people. Diane cutting in and out. Oh, man. I'll just check if my eldest son isn't watching. There's this airport in Los Angeles and there's a camera and it just shows all the planes coming and going. And then he tracks it on the iPad and sees where they're going. That's going to be a bandwidth drainer. Hang on, let me get the Wii scene up. He's not even out of bed, so we can't blame Jensen this time. We'll pin something else on him. Video been glitching. Well, I don't know what to do now. Did anybody hear my Matt Lucas speech? It's one of my favourite bits in the Bible. Did you get the scarlet yarn thing? I don't know what to do. I just sit here. What if it happens tomorrow? What if we have to shut down the whole thing? I might have to resign. Now I have to wait to see if I'm actually back and you can hear me again. Still cutting in and out. What is going on? The craziest thing is it's not cutting out for some people. Perhaps today's just going to be the Bible 15. Paula can hear me. Chris Henry's just getting 1 in every 10 words. Blimey. I could create a code where 9 words aren't the Bible and the 10th is the Leviticus one. Bro, you're in a day when we have an actual sound expert listening and this happens. Well, what I'll do is carry on. And then I'll make a big emphasis every 10th word. Right. It's a shame though, because these are my favourite chapters in the... Getting the first word of a... That's it. 1 in 9, is that not what you say anyway? This is crazy. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop and then I'm going to click restart. But I don't even think it will load the stream back up. Because you need a new link. I don't think I can just stop and start. Yes, just the beginning of a sentence. Right, I'm calling it. I can't. Broken. The technical sound engineer's coming in now to sort the problem out, but it ain't working.
Can people still see?
Yeah, they can see you now. Oh well, that was good times. Very, very sad. It's the best chapter of the Bible as well. Well. Alright, gents, say goodbye to them.
Bye.
Sign us out.
Bye.
We'll be back tomorrow.